back to the channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and yes, tonight it is part 2 of the NRL 2025 bowl prediction series. So yeah, obviously part 1 yesterday, that was pretty good, that video. Obviously got my 5 predictions away in part 1. Part 2, sort of the same, except maybe these predictions are a bit more extreme. So we started a bit moderate at the part 1, and now I think part 2 is where I think predictions get a bit bolder, and yeah, part 3 will be even bolder, so you get what I mean. But yeah, part 2 should be good. Obviously had to think about a lot of these ones today, if I'm being honest, but got a few ones right here that I think you guys will definitely be really intrigued by. So yeah, again, sit back and enjoy, and here are the 5 bold predictions I've got for part 2 for the 2025 season. But as always, like, comment and subscribe to the channel, and yeah, that goal of 5k, let's get there by hopefully the end of January to early February. I reckon we can do it, hopefully anyway. But enjoy the video more than anything else, and here we go. Number 1 is first up. Here we go. So in bold prediction number 1, I've got Campbell Graham, the Rabbitoh centre, to make a very successful comeback in 2025. And that will evaluate to him being a Daily M Centre of the Year. So I reckon we'll see the best of Campbell Graham yet again in this season. And look, he played his best footy under Wayne. Obviously, the time that Wayne was last there in his first stint at South Sydney, that's when we saw the rapid rise of Campbell Graham from being like a young teenager to being a really star quality outside back. Obviously, he started off as a winger, but then Wayne Bennett made him a centre, and a really good centre as well. Let's not forget, Campbell Graham has been talked about, to be playing for the Blues a couple times in Australia regularly. Played in the grand final back in 2021. Just unfortunate that injury, that sternum injury, really hurt him in 2023 and at the start of 2024, which made him miss the whole year pretty much last year. So there's definitely a bit of resurgence about Campbell Graham heading into this season, and I think under Wayne Bennett, if he gets back to peak fitness and hopefully his sternum's all good, I think you'll see the best of Wayne Bennett getting the best out of Campbell Graham. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I think we'll see Campbell Graham really find his feet yet again. I saw an article just recently, maybe today actually, that he feels like a footy player again, which is really good to hear, because obviously players that do say that, obviously know how they're feeling, how their health is, and obviously Campbell Graham's is definitely up to speed and how it should be for the new season ahead. So yeah, I really do back him to be a Dally M centre, positional player of the year, or could be at least in contention, I reckon. But yeah, I think Wayne Bennett's going to get the best out of Campbell Graham yet again, and I think we'll see Campbell Graham take out one of the Centre of the Year awards in the Dally M's. Okay, bold prediction number 2, and this one obviously will hit very close to me if it does happen, because as a Manly fan, this would be fantastic to see, not just for the Manly club, but also for even Bullemore. I've got Bullemore to play Origin this year with the Queensland Maroons. I think Bullemore's time as a potential Origin player is definitely coming right up, I reckon. The way he's been playing for Manly, since 2023, where his evolution really started, I feel like, as a forward. Yeah, he's just been really climbing up the radar. Definitely a very underrated player, but he's definitely getting a bit more notice now for his leg speed and just overall his effort, because he's such a all-around tough player who, really is mostly very healthy as well as a forward. And yeah, like I said, brings great leg speed. He suits the modern game, especially with how, quick everything is today. Clubs need forwards that have good leg speed and have good mobility, which Bullemore does have. And I think we're very fortunate to have a player like Bullemore at Manly who has that great leg speed in his game, and can bring such impact off the bench like he did for us in 2024. Look, obviously he's only contracted with Manly until the end of this year, so I really am praying that Manly do re-sign him. We should anyway, because I think the club knows how important Bullemore is as a player, and just what he's done for the club, especially the last few months and year and a bit, I guess you can say. But yeah, the club should re-sign him, I hope anyway, on a long-term deal. But we'll see what happens. But look, overall, I think Bullemore is definitely nearing a potential Queensland Maroons jumper. If it's not in the actual 17, maybe as a extended squad member potentially, that will still be quite good for Beau Moore. But I reckon he will play. I think Beau Moore will play for the Maroons off the bench probably. There'll be an injury or suspension to some forward on the eve of Origin or at some point during the year, and Beau Moore will get his call up after having some good form at Manly, hopefully, starting this year. So, yeah, I'm backing Bully, my man, to play for the Queensland Maroons this year. You heard it here first. Okay, on to the next one now in bold prediction number 3. And this one is one that I feel like, look, it's possible because I think there's a clause in Christian Walsh's contract that he has to play at least 16 games this season to get a contract extension. But I feel like with some of the emergence of the young forwards at Melbourne, like Alex McDonald, Stefano being a signing there now, Josh King. You've got also, a lot of good young forwards at Melbourne who are coming up the ranks already. And, I feel like for Christian Welch, he's definitely getting a bit older. And I feel like his impact isn't what it was like 4 years ago probably, which is unfortunate because he's a great player and a great leader, Christian Welch. Do not get me wrong in saying that. But I think now Melbourne have more options. And they've got options where I feel like they don't need Christian Welch as much as they probably would have used to. So I've got a feeling that at the end of the year, the Storm will mutually agree to release Christian Welch. Whether he retires, whether he goes to England or something, I don't know. But I just feel like the Storm and Christian Welch will part ways, only because Christian Welch has lost his place in that Storm team. I can't see where he fits in that team because there's Nelson there too, like I probably should have said before. Also in that team, it's hard to see where they actually fit Christian Welch going forward, especially in the Edward Stefano signing as well, So, but yeah, great clubman, great leader, very good talker as well. But I think there's always an end to something, and I think that's Welch's time at Melbourne. I think that's going to come to an end very, very soon. So we'll see what happens. He may stick around and may find his place back in the team yet again. Who knows? But I just feel like with Storm having more options now, and Christian Walsh getting a bit more, not really having the same impact as he used to. I just see Craig Bellamy just making the tough call and maybe just not re-signing Christian Walsh and not really going ahead with his whole condition in his contract that he has to play 16 games to activate a contract extension. So look, we'll see what happens, but I just have a feeling we'll see Christian Walsh depart the Melbourne Storm at the end of the 2025 season. Alrighty, on to bold prediction number 4. And this is one where I feel like it's very possible just because of the new coach and because of how highly rated he is at the Broncos. And I feel like it's time for him to step up and really make a mark for himself so he gets more game time. And that's Blake Marosa. I feel like we'll see Blake Marosa take that full-time hooker position off Billy Walters in season 2025. Look, purely because I feel like Billy Walters is a player that, back in 2023, he was a great hooker and was very underrated, Billy Walters. I remember at the start of that season, I was saying that, this won't work. Broncos won't get anywhere with a makeshift half as a hooker, especially Billy Walters, never being so rated, I guess you can say. But he really played well at hooker, Billy Walters. He played all right last year too, but didn't have the same impact as what he did the year before. But, I think there's a time now where there's a young guy. They've got Blake Moser there. They've got Corey Paix as well. Got a couple of options at hooker. But I just think, though, Billy Walters now being 30, and now they've got Blake Moser, who's the future, already has played for the junior Queensland Maroons teams and has already been, highly touted for a long time. And, if Broncos don't play him enough this year, then I feel like teams like Gold Coast Titans and Dolphins and whoever else, maybe some Sydney clubs as well, will really try and go for Blake Moser because he's a talent, very good player. Surely imagines that not that dumb of a coach to ignore the fact that he's the future of the Broncos, and they've got to use him. I think he's played a few games now, only a handful anyway. But I feel like if it's not starting, then at least he's the jersey 14 with Billy Walters slot hooker. But I think the long term thinking would be probably have Moser as a full-time hooker going forward, and Billy Walters maybe just moving to reserve grade or maybe moving on. Who knows? I mean, without his dad, Kevin Walters, as the coach anymore, it does really spark the question if Billy Walters has a future at the Broncos. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't, but who knows? But obviously with a new coach, there's always new ideas, and there's always a new way of thinking, and I think Madge Maguire has definitely got that, for the Broncos. So yeah, I think eventually, don't know when, but eventually we'll see Blake Marosa take over from Billy Walsh's this season as their new number 9, and I don't think Broncos fans will be complaining of that one at all. And last but not least, in bold prediction number 5, and I have got Isaiah Iongi to take out the 2025 Daily M Rookie of the Year. Obviously, very young still, has come from Penrith. He's only played one game at Penrith as well, which was last year, so obviously he's eligible to take out the Rookie of the Year award for season 2025. But look, I think Parramatta are definitely sort of, looking a bit different, but building in a positive light, I guess you can say. Obviously, it'll take a bit of time to gel with a new coach and maybe some new players as well, but maybe not. But yeah, obviously Jason Rolls was always keen on bringing Isaiah Iongi to the club. That's purely a Jason Rolls signing too, by the way. He's now their new long-term fullback, they like to hope anyway. But he's going to get the first crack at fullback, I know that for sure. With Clint Gutherson moving on, obviously Parramatta fans are a bit at crossroads with that one, but understandable because Gutho's been there for a long time, been that long-term number 1 for years now, but obviously it's changing, and they've got Isaiah Iongi, who's a very good young fullback with electric speed, and overall deserves a good crack at the fullback position, which we'll get at Parramatta. So, and yeah, I feel like he's in for a big season, and I think we'll see him take out the Daly M Rookie of the Year. I think there's a lot to look forward to for this young Isaiah Iongi. Obviously, in the Tongan squad later last year, obviously we'll never get an opportunity at Penrith to play, especially with already them having so many good young players in the backs there, and Dylan Edwards being the fullback already. But yeah, I think Parramatta are a club that Isaiah Iongi should get the best of his footy out of, hopefully for his sake anyway. But yeah, I feel like he's going to take it out this year. There's a feeling that tells me that Isaiah Iongi will have a good enough year to win the 2025 Daly M Rookie of the Year. So that's my pick for the Rookie of the Year. But yet again, that's another bold prediction, part wrapped and dusted for tonight. So that's part 2 done and dusted. On to part 3 tomorrow, the last part of this series. So hope you all enjoyed part 2. Again, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And share your thoughts on my bold predictions, whether you agree or disagree with some. Please let me know. I'd love to see what the feedback is. But as always, have a great night, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow for part 3 of the bold predictions.